Hello, in this video I will give you a quick guide to planning your lesson and teaching it effectively. At the end of this video I will give you certain truths that no one talks about. I try to keep this channel as real as possible and based on my experience, not just theoretical information. So if you're new to this channel, I'm William and I teach ESL in China, and on this channel I share tips and ideas and my experiences to help you with your teaching. Do subscribe and click the bell notification button for more future videos. Now, let's take it from the top. In this day and age, finding a template lesson plan isn't really difficult. You can Google lesson plan templates and you'll find thousands of them. So I'm not going to go into the whole list of what a lesson plan should be. Rather, I'm going to highlight some key parts that you should pay attention to. A lesson plan is actually a guide that helps you prepare for a lesson and to teach it effectively. Whether it's complex with 10 pages or simple with 1 page, whether you are teaching kids who have no teeth or teaching old people who have gray hair, it is laid out to achieve the same thing. Keep in mind that a lesson plan isn't a preparation for your lesson. It's a guide that tells you how to prepare for your lesson. And the lesson plan should help you do these 3 things really well. Number 1 is set clear goals for a lesson so that you can prepare for it and teach it in an organized manner. Number 2 is that it should help you improve as a teacher as you continue to learn for a lesson and from the outcome of a lesson. Also, it should help you know if your lesson was effective based on what you set out to do. Now, based on these 3 things that I just talked about, let's look at a simple lesson plan and highlight the parts that I think you should pay close attention to. Number 1, the lesson goals and objectives. Be sure to set clear and precise goals and objectives. This is the one significant key performance indicator or KPI for your lesson. And at the end of the lesson, this is what you should achieve. This should be as clear as possible. Some clear goals would be, by the end of the lesson, kids should be able to sing the happy birthday song and do the TPR. Or, by the end of the lesson, kids should know and say clearly these 3 new verbs: walk, jump, and run, as well as do the simple action for these verbs. These are clear goals which tell you exactly what you set out to achieve. Setting a goal such as teach a TPR song or teach 3 words is not really effective. You can't even make a reference to this in the future. Number 2, materials and activities. You have to write down the materials you need to teach. You need to list the materials you're going to use for your lesson. If it's a song, if it's a flashcard, worksheets, a big teddy bear, or whatever materials you need for your lesson, remember that you're going to prepare for your lesson based on this plan. So you need to know what you are taking along to your class. You as well have to list the activities to perform. If you're going to teach multiple words, how are you going to teach each word? If you're playing games, what games? If you have a separate list of activities with titles, you can actually write it down. For example, play the fishing game, or do the catch and throw activity for this word. Number 3 is assessment. This is in 2 forms: before the lesson and after the lesson. Before the class, you have to anticipate problems and write down how you are going to deal with those problems. For example, kids might have problems saying the ending vowel sound for fish, and I will solve it by stressing and extending the duration of this phonics sound. This states the problem and the solution. After the class, you should take a moment to look at your lesson plan and see if you achieved your KPIs. Were you able to achieve your goal? Were there any particular issues that you didn't expect? Was there something you were unable to deal with or encountered and resolved? What is your takeaway from this lesson? Now let me leave you with certain truths. This is from my personal experience as well. Sometimes you won't feel like making a lesson plan. That's true. Although you should always make a lesson plan for your class. Sometimes lesson plans are reusable because you've probably taught the same lesson over and over again. Sometimes a lesson plan can be totally useless based on the age of your audience. Sometimes you have so many lessons it's impossible to prepare for all of them or prepare adequately. Maybe there's something you can do about these. Maybe there's nothing you can do about these. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you in the next one. Love and peace.